And what I do is a little, just to sort of make sure I know I'm definitely on the right page. I mark one up, and then I can check that I got my plumb cut as correct, look, and I got my seat cut. So I know, just a little bit of reassurance. You always just cut a dummy one, you can't go wrong, and you've got something to fall back on. So that's what I've done for start. Right, so let's have a look. My measurement is 3/6/60. So we go there, put a little pencil mark there. So the next mark we'll put on is the plumb cut for the Birdsmouth. So we'll get that there. Just get in there. Pull that down like that. Now the next setup is we've got to measure 2/3 because this timber is 150. We'll go 100mm, put in there, and then we've got to mark the seat cap. So we'll get that like so. So that creates our Birdsmouth, this piece here. So that's the plumb cut, and that is the seat cut there, and that will rest on the wall plate. So I'll show you later. So I think we'll get that cut. If there's any youngsters out there, I always advise to just continue the marks down, but the trouble with that is because the timber is so cupped and twisted, that sort of really don't that throw all out sometimes. But just if you're learning, that's the way to go. So we've got 2 cuts to make. And you won't get all of it. Usually now I like to use a circular saw because that keeps everything so square. If you use a jigsaw, that just throws everything. I'll demonstrate to you in a minute. When you do a cut with on a bit of timber like this with a jigsaw, you don't get a square cut right. So to finish that off, get the handsaw. Straight. There. Square. So the crucial thing is when you're doing it, you need this joint to be lovely and square. I'll just demonstrate using a jigsaw freehand. When you look down that cut, the blade twists, so you don't get a perfectly square cut. To be fair, it's come out quite good, but if I just go like that, you'll see that section there is going away. Well, you do that several times on your rafters, and that's just that nothing sits right. So it's always best to use something, get it as square as you can by hand or with a circular saw to get you started. Okay, so we've cut a Birdsmouth, and we've cut a plumb cut, and in the book that tells us we're ready to rock and roll. But in the real world, that ain't quite right. So when we work on a building where there's a wall plate embedded on, I'll show you the problem. If we were to now lift that rafter up there and try and fit it, that won't work, because you see this joint here and this brick that's in the way. What happened over the years, 4x2 has turned to something like 92mm, which is like 3 3/4, but the bricks are still 4-inch. So that's bedded on, and you got this bit at the back. So if you left your Birdsmouth, it was, look, that come down there, that hit that. So we now got to take a little snick out so that we don't catch. Otherwise you'll pull it, and that don't fit, and all it is because we had to allow for that little piece. Keep it tight. We just give it something like that. You can use your jigsaw for this, because it's got no real bearing. It's just letting you fit the timber. But as I say, if you get the book, that should work. That don't. So you've got to use your basics and adapt your situation. I'll put that loads of times, you put it in, why won't it work, why won't it work? You ain't done nothing wrong. That's just how the trade is now. So we've got actual sit on the wall plate, and that's the bit where the counter and the brickwork sits. Right, let's have a look, see how it went. Get that over there. That sits lovely, look. That's sitting there beautifully. We've got over that whole little detail there. That's not pretty, but that is what it is, I'm afraid. Okay, let's drop it in there. Yep, I'm over the moon with that. There's a mark. See a little rough ridge join there. So we've got that rafter in. You can't do anything but that slight capping in the ridge, so you never get that to scribe perfect. Just kick it off the other side. But there we are. That's a good job, that. So the key when we're cutting your rafters and working out is remember that all this always adds up to a 90. So if your seat cut is 40, your plumb cut must be 50. If your seat cut is 30, the plumb cut must be 60, and that's that simple. So you don't overcomplicate it, but always work out a little bit of wood first. I always do it, and I've been doing it years.